Hello friends, in this video we are going to discover the top 10 most beautiful cities in the world 2024. Cities have an undeniable appeal for many travelers. But when it comes to picking a city to visit, there are too many to choose from, with more than 500 cities with over 1 million inhabitants around the world. Each has its own charms and tastes are different. We realize it's a little presumptuous to claim we can name the top 10, but we have also grounded our list in some research too by looking at a number of surveys and studies on the same topic. Previous studies attempting to determine what are the world's most beautiful cities include one by the travel company Quoni, which evaluated TripAdvisor entries. Online Mortgage Advisor chose a different approach. In that case, analysts examined cities according to the aesthetic principle of the golden section. The golden section is a proportion that can be measured precisely and is perceived by people as being particularly harmonious. The travel guidebook series Rough Guide based their study on a Facebook survey that they conducted. An equally interesting contribution is the ranking of the Economist Intelligence Unit, EIU, which regularly determines the most livable cities in the world. So don't just take our word for it, the 10 cities listed here are regulars on rankings of the most beautiful cities in the world. Kindly make sure to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon before we start this video about the 10 most beautiful cities in the world. Now let's dig deeper into each of the top 10 most beautiful cities in the world. Number 10. Vancouver. Do you prefer nature or urban life? Vancouver's answer to that question is why not both? The metropolis, British Columbia's largest city, is located in the southwest corner of Canada and is surrounded by mountains, forests, and the Pacific Ocean, with nearby alpine trails waiting to be explored in beautiful Vancouver Island just a short ferry ride away. Even within the city limits, enormous Stanley Park provides an opportunity to escape to the great outdoors. Vancouver, a bustling west coast seaport in British Columbia, is among Canada's densest, most ethnically diverse cities. A popular filming location, it's surrounded by mountains, and also has thriving art, theater, and music scenes. Vancouver Art Gallery is known for its works by regional artists, while the Museum of Anthropology houses preeminent First Nations collections. Number 9. Vienna. Vienna was named the world's most livable city by the Economist Intelligence Unit, EIU, a distinction based on criteria from safety to infrastructure. Austria's capital also scores highly when it comes to culture. This is a city that can boast cultural luminaries from Mozart to Klimt, and Beethoven to Brahms. A more recent luminary was Friedensreich Hundertwasser, who was born in the Austrian capital and who designed a number of his most famous and surprising buildings here. The Hundertwasser house embodies his vision of a green oasis in the city. Vienna, Austria's capital, lies in the country's east on the Danube River. Its artistic and intellectual legacy was shaped by residents including Mozart, Beethoven, and Sigmund Freud. The city is also known for its imperial palaces, including Schönbrunn, the Habsburg summer residence. In the Museumsquartier district, historic and contemporary buildings display works by Egon Schiele, Gustav Klimt, and other artists. Number 8. Barcelona. The dazzling colors of Barcelona can make you happy just by looking at them. The city, which can definitely call itself one of the most beautiful in the world, is located in the middle of Catalonia and right on the shores of the Mediterranean. It's an ideal location to experience both dreamy beaches and the wonders of Catalan cuisine on one vacation. As if that didn't make the city attractive enough, the Spanish metropolis is also known for its exuberant nightlife. April to June and September to October, avoiding summer heat and crowds, are ideal times to travel and experience Barcelona at its best. Number 7. New York. New York, the city that never sleeps. Here you can be inspired by the lights of Times Square or the stories told on Broadway. There is a beauty here in the soaring skyscrapers, the elegant stores on Madison and Fifth, the waterfronts with the city lights reflected in the Hudson and East Rivers, and in its sheer diversity, a world of experiences, flavors, and even sounds await in just one city. At the end of a day of constant stimulation, you will likely agree that New York has a unique if frenetic beauty. New York City comprises 5 boroughs sitting where the Hudson River meets the Atlantic Ocean. At its core is Manhattan, a densely populated borough that's among the world's major commercial, financial, and cultural centers. Its iconic sites include skyscrapers such as the Empire State Building and sprawling Central Park. Broadway Theater is staged in neon-lit Times Square. Number 6. Sydney. Who doesn't think of the sun and the surf, and miles of golden beaches, when they think of Sydney? This popular big city embodies summer fun in every season. If it is your favorite season too, a plus is that Australia's summer coincides with the coldest days in the Northern Hemisphere. If you want to escape the cold winter months, pack your bags for one of the most beautiful cities in the world, blessed with blue skies and sea breezes. If you don't like it quite so hot, it's better to travel from October to November, Australian spring, or from March to April, their autumn. During these windows, temperatures in Sydney are usually between 15 and 25 degrees Celsius, warm but a little milder than in the summer, from December to February. Number 5. Venice. A city like Venice, where you travel by boat as much as on foot, is a singular experience. It is a city so fantastic that everyone should experience it and its luminous light. But it's not only the bridges and boats that make Venice so interesting, there are also its elegant palazzos overlooking the Grand Canal, lavish St. Mark's and the Doge's Palace, and the works by old masters in its museums. Venice, the capital of northern Italy's Veneto region, is built on more than 100 small islands in a lagoon in the Adriatic Sea. It has no roads, just canals, including the Grand Canal thoroughfare, lined with Renaissance and Gothic palaces. The central square, Piazza San Marco, contains St. Mark's Basilica, which is tiled with Byzantine mosaics, and the Campanile Bell Tower offering views of the city's red roofs. Number 4. Prague. Prague is a sight to behold with its fairy tale architecture in a variety of styles from Renaissance to Art Deco and beyond. Its historic heart is an enchanting jumble of streets, inviting you to get lost wandering. Visits to the Charles Bridge, lined with Baroque sculptures, and Prague Castle, one of the largest in the world, should be on your itinerary. The Czech capital is dubbed the City of the Thousand Spires because of its many historical monuments that have been beautifully preserved and date from practically every period in history. Prague's most famous attraction are the bridges that cross the Vltava River, especially the amazingly elegant Charles Bridge, but the stunningly beautiful Old Town Square and Prague Castle are equally impressive. Add the cobblestone streets and atmospheric alleyways that zigzag through town, and you know that few other cities delight the senses as much as Prague. Number 3. London. Afternoon tea, fish and chips, and the royal family, Great Britain and its capital London stand for all this and much more. In addition to so much tradition, the metropolis is a place of striking modernity. From the crown jewels to a series of manicured parks, and elegant terrace houses to the masterpieces in its many museums, London is blessed with beauty. The London Eye and 30 St. Mary Axe, designed by Ken Shuttleworth and Norman Foster, also called the Gherkin because of its shape, are sights to behold for those with contemporary taste. Number 2. Paris. Paris is the city of love, with its elegant boulevards, leafy parks made for strolls and restaurants serving exquisite meals that last for hours. And it's also a city of cafes where you can pass the time admiring Paris and its people. As you wander past the stately buildings on every corner in some arrondissements, you'll soon understand why Paris earns its spot on this list. Monumental squares, centuries-old churches, famous boulevards, the Seine and romantic bridges that cross it, magnificent palaces, and Montmartre's cobblestone streets make Paris the most glamorous and elegant of all cities. The City of Light has not only inspired painters, sculptors, writers, poets, and composers but also practically every major world capital, with every city claiming its own Champs-Élysées. Cruise on the Seine or watch the world pass by from a café terrace or end. It's easy to understand why so many people fall in love with the beauty of Paris. Number 1. Rome. Rome, the Eternal City. The capital of Italy has something for everyone. Follow in the footsteps of Caesars and senators, visit the most important sites of the Catholic Church, experience La Dolce Vita on the city streets, and enjoy Italy's culinary riches. All this is possible in Rome. The city, where history and modernity coexist, is undoubtedly one of the most beautiful in the world. Case in point, Rome's staircases alone could be the basis of a beautiful itinerary, from the double spiral staircase in the Vatican museums and the staircase of the Palazzo Senatorio, a masterpiece by Michelangelo, to the legendary Spanish Steps. So, which is your favorite cities among the top 10 most beautiful cities in the world? Well, that's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content of this video, Click the subscribe button so you can receive more content like this. Post your favorite places among the top 10 most beautiful cities in the world in the comments below. I'd love to read them and I'm sure others would too.